What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Bodacious Rant. For those of you who've been maybe for feeling like you didn't get in the Valentine's Day season, if you're looking for a good first date romance movie, this one ain't it. We are talking about the newest movie, newest thriller really, which is just Drop, starring Megan. Oh my God, I know you just told me.
Megan Fahey.
Yeah. Fahey, there we go. I almost said the other way, but I didn't. That's an inside joke between me and Bern. I'll have to explain that to you guys later. And also has for those of you who can't recognize her, she was in White Lotus season 2. I know she's been in a couple of other handful of things, but I can't think of them off the top of my head. Also, Brandon Sklenar, I can't say it right, but he is in 1923. He was in that This Ends With Us movie with Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni. And yeah, this is a non-spoiler review, everyone. So if you do like the video, feel free to give us that thumbs up to show your support. Ring the bell for notifications, and of course, subscribe to just join our community, tune in, and appreciate you guys. If we get famous, the first 1,000 subscribers, I'm taking y'all to Disneyland. I don't know if I can afford it, but I'll figure it out. Anyways,
don't be making Michael Scott promises, okay?
To be honest, I don't remember The Office much with those promises, but the one episode I did like was when Ed Helms said, if you guys get the most, whoever gets the most sales, you guys decide my tattoo. And that's when everybody was just calling, like even Stanley was really like a Wall Street guy. And he's just like, oh, I did not think this through.
Yeah, so don't do that for thousands of people.
Well, I said 1,000, okay? Let's not get crazy now. And that's not in writing, okay? Like, it's not a thing. Anyways, so again, I apologize for her name, but the main character played by, oh my God, I have to pull it up. I apologize. Megan Fahey is that she is a single mom, trying to get back out on the dating scene. She does get a first date with Brandon Sklener's character, and as soon as the dinner gets going, that's when she starts getting these mysterious airdrops, like of memes and stuff, basically directed at her, and essentially she has to figure out. She essentially is tasked to, you have to do this for us or we're going to kill your son. And so it's kind of like, it kind of reminded me of, did you ever see Liam Neeson's movie, I think Flight Risk, the one where he's on, he's an air marshal. Did you ever see that one, Bern?
No, I don't think I ever saw that one, but I can say this movie did remind me of Red Eye, if you remember that one.
I've never seen that, but I was getting those vibes. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely has that same vibe for me.
Yeah, Flight Risk is very similar, where Liam Neeson gets text messages and like, you have to figure out this or drop this much money or we're gonna blow up the plane. So very similar situation. And yeah, like I figured from the trailers this movie could go either way. Like, it's gonna be really good or it's gonna be really bad. And I'm happy to say I really enjoyed this movie. It's a totally different jump because the only thing I've seen this lady in was in White Lotus season 2, where she's a very entitled, like free, like not free, like I guess very outgoing, woman, rich woman. And this one's just completely opposite, more reserved, more introverted. So I thought that was nice. And Brandon Sklenar, he's up for Batman potentially. Those are very big rumors. So I think they had really great chemistry. And the story overall, it did have some thrilling moments because I just kept thinking the whole time, who's doing this? Who could it be? Just because the whole catch of it was that these airdrops are supposed to be within like 50 feet. So it's definitely someone in the restaurant. But yeah, a lot of fun with this movie. Bern, what did you think about this one?
Yeah, I mean, I think fun is probably the best way to describe this movie. Like the trailers gave off of a pretty interesting premise that you can either have a good amount of fun with, or you can kind of like run down the drain, essentially. But I'm glad, like, I'm on the more positive end as you are. I do think they do have a good amount of fun with the premise of this movie, and I think the biggest highlights for me in this one in particular were the technical side of it, which was I was very surprised by. I thought the location, the set design that they use, this fancy restaurant and a high rise. I thought it was really well done. It was looked like a really cool restaurant to be at, and I thought the way that the camera work used the space and shot the space made it very interesting because it's essentially a bottle movie. It kind of takes place all for the most part in this one area. So the way that they got the use out of it and the way that they filmed it, I thought was really really cool, and especially with the few lighting techniques that they used during the movie. I found a lot of fun on that side of it. The plot, on the other hand, is, it's fun enough. Like you mentioned, it does offer some thrilling moments, but it's one of those where if you look at it under a magnifying glass, you start noticing a few things, that the inconsistencies there, a little bit of leaps of logic there. But overall, what it's trying to do is just try to get you to have a fun time with this premise of, bringing in the anxiety and the fears that one brings on a first date, and just compounding that as a good thriller would, just adding all these ridiculous elements to heighten that sense of anxiety and craziness, and overall I think it leads to a fun product at the end of the day.
Yeah, you definitely put it great that not only do you have to worry about impressing your first date, you also have to worry about a hostage situation slash, oh my god, blackmail, kind of, to a certain extent, like threats essentially. Yeah, I definitely agree. I think that the restaurant looked very nice. Kind of reminded me of the menu, like a very fancy schmancy restaurant with a lot of fancy stuff. There were a couple of cringe characters that I was like, oh god, this guy. But, and I hate to say it, I think that could happen on a first date, but overall, yeah, like I said, I was definitely surprised by this one. Did not think I was going to enjoy it as much, because I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. I think it's definitely one of the stronger movies so far this year. I know we're only halfway through April, but, we're getting to summer. We still got a couple movies this month, but I think this one was really fun, and I definitely would recommend it. Probably, if you guys are on a budget and stuff, $5 Tuesday is totally fine. I went to go see it in Dolby just because why not? So yeah, definitely recommend this one for the theaters for sure. If not, no big deal. It's just a fun movie to watch in general.
Yeah, it's like you mentioned at the top, a fun date night movie. I could definitely see people having a good time with it. Yeah, I mean, look, this is the same creative team behind the Happy Death Day movies, so it very much falls in that similar vibe, where that movie does not take itself seriously at all. It has a lot of fun with the premise, and it also runs into the same issues where the more you think about it, the more it doesn't hold up. But the ride itself was a lot of fun, and this movie was certainly the case. I thought Megan Fahey did a good job, really leading the movie. She does a lot of the heavy lifting here. Brendan Sklenar was fine to me. His role isn't as meaty as hers, and he doesn't have that much to do, but he served as a pretty face to look at for the most part, and a pretty decent dude. So yeah, I guess he was okay. But yeah, she's definitely the star of this one, alongside, like I mentioned, the technical aspects with the set design, the camera work, and the lighting work here. That really sort of took center stage and elevated it to more than what I thought is really there. So yeah, it's a pretty product, but at the heart of it, it's just fine. But you will have a good time if you get caught up in the thrillingness of it. So for me, this one is going to be a 3 out of 5.
Very fair. And also, I know you kind of said the technical side, just to kind of compound or add to it. I really like the use of, how like the text messages would appear, because I know a lot of movies, it's definitely become more of a thing now where texts are behind someone, or you see the bubbles and stuff, which is cool. I think this one had some fun with it too, just the way they positioned it and stuff, and the effects wise. So yeah.
Yeah, the style of this movie was a lot of fun. So definitely, again, it's one of those things that adds on to the enjoyment of it, and doesn't let it like take itself too seriously. It's a really cool movie to look at.
Yeah, very very fun movie all around. It's not gonna win any Oscars. I don't even know if it'll be on my top 10 by the end of the year, but I'm just glad it was good. Unlike The Amateur with Rami Malek, which I'm not going to get into right now. But yeah, for those of you that happen to catch this movie, please let us know what you thought. Would love to get everybody's opinions on there. And yeah, Sinners is coming out this upcoming week, which is getting a lot of good buzz. So I'm excited to see Ryan Coogler and Mikey B. Jordan in there, or MBJ, get all in it. And yeah, so until next time, everybody, stay bodacious and keep on ranting for us.
Absolutely, everybody. Be good, be safe, and as always, we'll catch you all on the next one.